What if I told you some celebrities don't age, they reset, like they figured out how to hit a hard rewind on their biological clock? You'll see them 1 year looking their age like everyone else, wrinkles, thinning, tired eyes, and then they vanish.
Make sure you guys are ready for these creepy TikToks because I don't know how you're going to sleep tonight.
The following footage is wild. This is coming from an unidentified woman who was just reviewing her home security camera when she noticed something weird with her cats. At first, it looks like they were just playing with each other, but then an unseen force literally yanks her cat up off the ground. Her cats were okay, but the question she's asking, what was it? There was nobody in that room. Take a look at this footage. Look closely. Tell me what you see.
I mean, when you watch these videos, you like to be very skeptical and kind of try to look at it from every angle because, you know, it could be real, could be fake. You just got to pick out the truth and the facts from everything. But like in this clip, I don't know how to fake this. I know y'all know cats be doing a lot of crazy things. Like, I don't even know how they be ending up in certain situations. Like, cats just be doing that. There's just no reasonable explanation besides some sort of entity or force that moved this cat. Like, you know, you could say they faked it, but like how they put a string on the cat and just catapulted him backwards, like, you know, that's a little, you know, I mean, there's probably people on this earth that would do that, but it's a little bit of a reach, you know.
The Dark Side of Hollywood, Part 3.
A hidden door behind the kitchen counter in a rented house in Texas, so they immediately decided to open it and check what was behind it. And right after opening the door, they could smell a thick stench coming from below, like something had been rotting down there for a long time. And that's when things started getting weird, because none of the doors in the house had locks, and the owner never gave them any keys. So they called him to ask, what's up with this hidden door, and what is down there? But he didn't answer. So, an hour later, they came back with the entire group of girls that participated in that trip, all ready to explore whatever had been beneath them this whole time. And while going downstairs, they noticed strange drawings covering the walls, and they could barely handle the smell that kept getting worse the deeper they went. So they came back up for a moment to grab some items to defend themselves in case someone had been living down there. And the entire situation escalated when they came back after 15 minutes of mentally preparing each other. Because while they kept going down, they noticed something terrifying lying on the floor. Watch what happened.
I mean, if this clip is real, I would assume it's some sort of like person that's passed away in the basement, or maybe there's someone that's been like camping out in the house. I'm not really too sure because, you know, what they like to do is they like to play the whole clip, get you interested, and then just not tell you what happens. I don't know why. I guess it leaves you some mystery or something, but yeah, I don't know, to be honest. Like, you know, if this video is real, it does raise my suspicions that there might be someone like passed away down there, but you never know in this world. There could be anything down there. But y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments, what y'all think it is.
Did you know that in 1993 in Louisiana, a woman called the police saying there was a clown standing in front of her house for over 6 hours?
And when the officers arrived, she and her 2 children were gone?
It was supposed to be just another ordinary night, a quiet neighborhood in Louisiana. Old houses, open yards, kids playing until dark. But that afternoon, someone different showed up. A man, dressed as a clown. Faded red jumpsuit, cracked white mask, empty eyes, and a smile far too wide to be human. He stood in the middle of the street, motionless, staring at one single house, the Turners. No one knew who he was. He wasn't part of any event. No circus, no birthday party, but he stayed there for hours, without saying a word, without moving. Just watching. The neighborhood started to shut down. Lights off, doors locked, children pulled inside. But at the Turner's house, The curtain stayed open. Inside, a mother and 2 small children. At 9 p.m., she called the police, said the clown was still there, that he hadn't moved. At 11:47 p.m., she called again, whispered,
"He's smiling at me."
and the call dropped. When the officers arrived, the house was open. Dinner on the table, TV still on, 2 glasses of milk on the kitchen counter, but no one inside. Just one thing in the hallway, a clown nosed left on the floor, and a sentence written in lipstick on the wall.
They laughed with me.
The police searched for weeks. No leads, no footage, no movement recorded. The house was sealed. But after that year, no one ever lived there again. The lights stayed off, the windows covered. And even today, some say that if you walk down that street late at night, you can still see him standing there, on the sidewalk, motionless, smiling, waiting for another house with children.
He thought he was losing his mind. This guy was chilling in his room, scrolling through his phone, when he noticed out of the corner of his eye that the head of his stuffed tiger toy had moved for a split second. He thought he was tripping, but just to be sure, he pulled out his camera and started recording when this happened.
Už toho mám dost. Támhle, já měl pocit, že se ten tygr na mě teď podíval. Že se teďkon otočil. Ani piču, ani piču.
Without warning, the toy's front paws suddenly moved on their own. The unexpected movement completely freaked him out, and without wasting another second, he quickly got the hell out of there. Was this just a creepy coincidence, or something far worse?
You know, honestly, like, this one's gotta be fake because you could just see the way that it moves. If you look at how the paw moved, it looked like there's something tied to it because of the way it was. Like, if you look at the way that the paw moved, it looks like someone had, like, a string tied to it. Like, you can't really see a string or anything, but you could just tell that, like, something moved it, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, it just moved on its own. You know, this clip does look a little fake, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, why are you sensing that your stuffed animal's about to move? Like, that's just, it's a little off, but, you know, you never know.
This is the true story of the Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers are warlocks with the ability to shapeshift and become animals or people. They can not only take your appearance but also clone your voice perfectly. The biggest Skinwalker sightings have been in Ohio and Arizona, but they are found all over the world. The preferred form of Skinwalkers is that of your pet. They take the form of your pet and enter your home and try to act like your pet to gain your trust, and then they can take your life. Watch how in this video the boy realizes that his dog is a Skinwalker.
Let me see. I'll know if she's my dog. Marilyn, sit. Turn around. Turn around. Lay down. You're not my dog. My dog don't know how to do no The Call 911. Hey! Somebody!
These are scary what-if theories. What if everything behind you disappears, but when you look back, it reappears? What if our shadows were warning us about something in the dark because they disappear in it? What if you're the only person left on Earth and everyone and everything around us are just imaginary people and things we've made up so that we don't feel lonely? What if every time you think you hear your name being called, it's actually just your family trying to wake you up from a coma? What if the meteor that killed the dinosaurs was actually a UFO and we're the aliens?
I'm the only one besides the owner with the key, and the owner lives all the way in New York. I'm in Oakland, California. So this unit had a fire a few years back. This was a little girl's room. Catch my bed, I've been chills, hair standing up on my arms. But the girl that happened to pass away in this unit was 3 years old. Look at what the fuck I see on the ground. Those are not an adult-sized foot. Pointed to the wall. This is where her bed was at, right here. I talked to the owner, I video called him and everything. And I've been here and like little kids laughing. I just thought it was coming from outside. But it's like a little, and I felt something go like this to my ear. Yeah, I hear all the activity coming from that closet. And right here, but this really baffled me.
When he posts this video to the internet, his viewers notice something even creepier that David didn't even hear. At 1 minute and 58 seconds into the video, a soft female voice can be heard saying, "Hi."
Yeah. Hi. No. Hi. No.
Then again, about 15 seconds later, as David signs off his video, the soft female voice is back, and it can be heard saying, "Bye."
God is love. Swear. Swear.
Now, David says that no one else was there with him, and it should be noted that David has never posted any paranormal video to his page before this.
I always low-key get skeptical of these videos, especially people that are like previous creators, because it's like, obviously they're gonna do stuff for content to boost their page. But for this guy, since he's never posted like paranormal videos or anything, I kind of find it hard to believe that, like, you know, he would do this reviews, especially like the circumstances, like he's just posting him at work. And I don't think he would go just buy like little shoes and then just start pressing them around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, some people really would do the most for that, but obviously like none of us are there, so it's kind of hard to tell whether this clip is real or not. But it does kind of make you think, like, damn, are there really spirits and entities out here that are just like chilling? You know what I mean? Like they're just, you know, casual Tuesday, just walking around. But you guys definitely let me know your thoughts on this, because I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. You guys always have some crazy explanations going on. So
we have some breaking news on, of all people, Marilyn Monroe. Now, the man who autopsied Marilyn says the official story is wrong, and for 60 years he wasn't allowed to tell the truth. Dr. Thomas Taguchi was just 35 years old when he was assigned to examine the body of the most famous woman in the world. She was found nude, face down, her hand still resting on the phone, and the official cause of death was listed as probable taking her own life from sleeping pills. But Dr. Noguchi says that never added up, and here were the first red flags. He was brand new, still on probation, and somehow he got handed this massive celebrity case. Not the chief coroner, not even a senior pathologist. But he did the autopsy professionally, and what he found was interesting. And what he didn't find was even more interesting. Now, what he found were fatal levels of barbiturates in her blood, but what he didn't find were any pills, not even pill residue in her stomach. There were also no needle marks anywhere on her body, despite conspiracy theories that you might have heard. And then get this, the toxicology lab decided not to test her organs further. They destroyed the samples before any follow-up could happen. Dr. Noguchi wanted more tests. He had questions, but he was silenced. And look, I know that you guys are wondering how old Dr. Noguchi is, given the fact that this happened so long ago. But this is him, and at 98 years old, he's finally speaking out, because what does he have to lose? So what was it? Did she take her own life, or was she silenced? Make sure to follow and let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to check out my Substack where the full breakdown is already up. This one runs deeper than we were ever told, y'all.
Is this the end of times or something? Has anybody else noticed all the crazy weather going on around the world? First, the California wildfires. The wildfires in Hawaii. They got earthquakes in New Jersey. Then the crazy loud booms in New York that can't nobody explain. Earthquakes in Asia. You got volcanoes erupting in Russia. Then you got tsunamis in Hawaii. Then you got some shit that I ain't never seen, heard of before. Look like something out of the Bible. Called a cloudburst, where it looks like the ocean is just falling from the sky. Are the prophecies coming true? Now you see why a lot of those tunnels are being built. Underground cities, military bases. Let's not forget those doomsday bunkers them billionaires been building for a while now. Pay attention.
In the footage, they carefully check under each stall, confirming that the bathroom is completely empty.
Like, there's nobody in here. You could come out and shit. I don't even know it, bro,
But just as they turn around to look back at the stalls, something truly eerie occurs.
I don't know, but that shit's mad weird. What?
Visibly startled, the camera holder abruptly ends the clip.
I don't know, but that shit's mad weird.
But the footage becomes even creepier when slowed down, brightened, and zoomed in. In the enhanced view, a dark head-like shape can clearly be seen peering out from the stall door as it opens.
Obviously in this clip, like, he went in the bathroom to check, but like, if you just see the way that he's moving, somebody could literally just be walking around him. Like, he didn't just walk in and then show the entire stall. Like, he just walked in and kind of like zoomed around, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he kind of just moved around the stall, but like someone that was in there, they could have just followed behind him so they didn't get caught on the camera. This, you just gotta look at the whole situation and just question it. Like, okay, one, why is he in this bathroom at night? Like, where is he? Why is he just walking into the stall recording? You know, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, the timing is too perfect. Most people that catch things that are real, it's like kind of off guard, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll just be recording something else and then something crazy happens. This guy was already in there recording, so it's like, you know, it's still a creepy clip, but you know, got to read things a little bit deeper sometimes. Someone would actually watch this video and be like, oh my gosh, there's some random man in the bathroom. What are we going to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
She was camping in the tallest mountain of Australia when something visits her at night. A hiker named Kristen, who often posts her hiking adventures, traveling around different places, decides to hike up Mount Kosciuszko, the tallest mountain in Australia. Kristen sets up camp by herself since the hike proved longer than expected, but as nighttime comes, she begins to hear someone or something moving around. As the woman describes her sleepless night, due to the strange sounds, footsteps can be heard somewhere outside. Then something begins to aggressively shake her tent.
I don't think I've slept one single minute the entire night. It's just so loud. There it is.
Kristen stays inside and spends the night, terrified, convincing herself it's just the wind. After the clear sounds of footsteps, many people in the comments don't think this was simply the wind, but possibly some sort of wildlife like a dingo. Whether this is the case or not, it doesn't explain the human-like footsteps captured just before it moved her tent. Animal or not, what do you think happened here?
I don't even know. Like, they're just either built different or this is fake, because there is no way on earth you are in the middle of nowhere and something starts hitting your tent and you're just gonna sit there straight faced. If that doesn't scare you, I don't want to know what does. Like, for me, I try to be very calm and reasonable in situations. I don't like to let things get the best of me. But like, even that, like, I'm not gonna lie, that would trip me out. Like, if I'm in the middle of nowhere and someone is hitting my tent, I'm not just gonna sit there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I would do, but like, I'm not just gonna sit there and be calm and normal. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could be wildlife. Like, I don't know what the hell that animal is. I'm not gonna lie. Because people say it sounds like human footprints, but I'm not gonna lie, when you're out in the wilderness, everything sounds like human steps, you know? For the most part, I do think it's an animal. Like, it is a little weird how it hits the tent, I'm not gonna lie. Because if it was an animal and it jumped on the tent, it would probably have just fallen straight through. Well, not like broke it, but like it would have put a bigger dent, you know? But what you should have learned from this video is don't go here. Because, no, like, yo, sometimes I don't get why people, like, I get why people explore, but I also don't. Because it's like, yeah, it's cool to go out there in the world, but then you have to like really think about like what is the benefit of it. Like these people will be out in the middle of nowhere in the most dangerous area. Yeah, it's a good experience, but then again, like, what are you really doing? You're just trying not to die. Like, I guess that's like every day, but
Bruno! ¡Bruno! Se movió la silla.
¿Real?
Sí.
Era Jorge.
Tipo, es de arquitecta.
I already know this is the type of story that this kid told at the lunch table for the rest of his life. Like, when you're a kid and something like this happens to you, like, you're never letting that go. I don't know why, that's just how it is. It's just one of those, like, core memories. And fair enough, though, because, you know, if I was sitting there playing with my skateboard when I was younger and then the chair just starts moving on its own, I'm never gonna forget that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I really don't think this video is fake because because a lot of people be like, oh, well, why is he just randomly recording? But like, as a kid, that's just what you do. I'm saying back then as if I'm old. Like, back then though, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know, as a kid you just be recording stuff, you know, especially like when cameras and stuff came out. Like, okay, wow, I sound too sorry, I'm not trying to sound old right now. Back in my day, all right, bro, I don't even know, bro, I recorded a video of me like falling out of a tree for no reason. A lot of people be like, oh yeah, he like intentionally fell out the tree. Like, no, I was just recording myself. So I genuinely think that he was actually just recording himself having a nice day, and then that happened. So fakey videos for attention was like a lot less common than it is now, especially for someone that's like younger. Like, I don't think they even care about that type of stuff. They're just living their life.
What if I told you some celebrities don't age? They reset. Like, they figured out how to hit a hard rewind on their biological clock. You'll see them 1 year looking their age like everyone else. Wrinkles, thinning, tired eyes, and then they vanish for a little while. No new roles, no interviews, nothing. But when they return, they look like the younger version of themselves just walked out of a time machine. You think it's skincare? Maybe a little filler. Come on. The elites, Their skincare routine involves more than just serums and moisturizer. Let's talk theory number 1. There's been a long-running whisper about a certain rejuvenation practice, something involving youthful inner liquids. Not supplements, not stem cells. We're talking about something far more bioactive. And there's a rumor, wild but persistent, that whatever's inside those youthful inner liquids is connected to a popular web browser. Coincidence? Theory 2. Some people believe it's not even the same person, that once a celebrity has expired, gotten too old, too tired, too worn, they just get replaced. Clones, or doppelgangers. Sometimes the resemblance is so close it's unnerving. But the energy is different, they move differently, talk differently. Some even say the eyes are a dead giveaway, but it doesn't matter because by then the audience has already accepted the switch. And then there's the darkest theory, the one no one wants to believe might be real. What if they're not just trying to slow aging, but actually borrowing someone else's, let's just say masks, young, youthful masks. It's not latex, it's not digital, it's real. There are whispers of a surgical process, quiet, off the books, where the freshness of one face gets transferred to another, a full transplant, seamlessly integrated. It sounds insane until you realize the technology to do it already exists. But the real question is, where are they getting all these youthful masks from? I'm going to go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment purposes. What if I told you your favorite rapper made more off your cousin getting locked up than their last album? Sounds insane, right? But that's what happens when they all own stock in private prisons. That's how the game's been rigged for decades. See, the music industry isn't just about beats and bars anymore. It's about pipelines. And one of the biggest pipelines they've built, from the recording studio straight to the prison system. Back in the early 90s, something shifted. Labels stopped signing conscious rappers. All of a sudden, every hit song was about reckless behavior, chaos, and the kind of lifestyle that fills courtrooms. And here's the twisted part. It wasn't organic. It was engineered. Because behind those record labels, investment firms, and behind those firms, stakes in private prison companies. You think they were just making music? Nah. They were programming culture, normalize crime, glamorize chaos, and make sure the next generation thinks jail is just part of the story. But it gets darker. It's not just rappers, it's the whole industry. These artists, the ones with platinum plaques and private jets, many of them quietly own shares in the very prison systems, locking people up. Every arrest, every conviction, it's profit. They win twice. Once when you stream the music, and again when your cousin gets sentenced. And have you noticed, every time a rapper gets arrested, their streams skyrocket, mugshots go viral, labels stay quiet. Why? Because controversy is currency, and the prison system is the ATM. The scariest part, some of these artists don't even know they're part of the machine. They just play the role. But others, they're in on it, attending meetings, signing deals, raking in dividends, while the fans are left in the trenches. So the next time you hear a rapper talk about the struggle, ask yourself, whose struggle are they talking about? Yours, or the one they're profiting from behind the scenes? I'm going to go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment purposes.
Imagine you're in downtown Los Angeles in the back of a lift when you look over and you see this unidentified person change into something else. Because that's exactly what happened with this witness. They captured what appears to be this unidentified man changing in what looks like into a demonic face. Now, right away, people are going to say it's just drugs. But how many times can we use that same excuse for things that we see odd, weird, paranormal, that have no explanation and that our brain right away tries to explain away? When do we pull the wool off our eyes? Take a look at this video, comment below, tell me what you think.
I feel like this is a very tricky and sensitive topic because a lot of people are just probably on something and then they kind of show signs of like demonic things. But I feel like the more you do bad stuff, you're also allowing darker energy into your life. So obviously, like the way you act is going to resemble something that's evil and something that's, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of these people are just so far out of their mind. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that are literally just like demons, like actual demons. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of these people are just struggling with life and, they got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of like drug abuse and stuff like that. So, it's kind of hard to pick and choose which ones could be which because it's such a common issue nowadays. So, I hope these people end up good. I hope they find their way. It's not easy. But honestly, it is really sad to see this stuff because I feel like the dark parts of life are always going to tempt you to go down a bad route, and then it just kind of gives them an open to take over your life. So every person that goes down a dark route is, in a sense, allowing demonic stuff in their life. But you guys let me know your thoughts on this because obviously I know y'all got a lot of opinions.
The dark side of Hollywood icon, Jerry Lewis. 5. Fame and influence. Jerry Lewis, known for classics like The Nutty Professor and his partnership with Dean Martin, was one of Hollywood's biggest stars. His influence extended beyond acting, as he commanded groundbreaking contracts and held significant power in the industry, shaping the comedic landscape of his era. 4. Behind-the-scenes allegations. Despite his public image, Lewis faced accusations of inappropriate behavior from actresses who worked with him. Accounts reveal troubling incidents, including unwanted advances, inappropriate remarks, such as during the production of The Ladies' Man. 3. A culture of intimidation. Victims often felt silenced by the pervasive fear of retaliation. Lewis's immense power made reporting misconduct nearly impossible, as actresses risked ostracization, damaged reputations, or the loss of their careers if they spoke out. 2. A systemic problem. These allegations underscore systemic issues in Hollywood's golden age, where exploitation was often swept under the rug. The culture of silence and complicity allowed powerful figures like Lewis to act with impunity, revealing the darker side of a glamorous era. 1. Emotional fallout. Survivors described lasting emotional trauma, feelings of isolation, and difficulties in both their professional and personal lives. Their stories highlight the long-term impact of abuse and the challenges of navigating an industry that often prioritized power over accountability.
What if I told you that the increase in chronic illnesses like diabetes, cancer, and heart disease isn't just bad luck or a result of modern life, but part of a bigger plan? Think about it. Despite all the amazing advances in medicine, how often do you hear about a real cure for these diseases? Not just a treatment that you take every day, but an actual cure that makes the problem disappear forever. It's rare, isn't it? Some people believe this isn't a coincidence. They say the system we trust to keep us healthy might actually be designed to keep us sick. Let's start with Big Pharma, the name given to the powerful companies that make medicine. These companies make billions of dollars every year, not by curing diseases, but by selling drugs that people need to take for their whole lives. If they cured everyone, they'd lose customers. Imagine if there were a pill that could completely cure diabetes. Wouldn't that be great? But here's the catch. Once everyone is cured, there's no more need for diabetes medication. That's a huge loss of money for the companies making those drugs. Some people believe this is why so much money goes into treatments, and so little goes into finding actual cures. But it's not just about the medicine. Look at the food we eat every day. Most of it is processed, full of sugar, unhealthy fats, and chemicals, with names you can't even pronounce. These foods aren't just making us gain weight. They're causing long-term health problems like heart disease and diabetes. And who approves these foods? The same agencies that are supposed to protect us. Even though studies show that some of these ingredients are harmful, they still end up on our plates. Why? Because food companies and pharmaceutical companies often work hand in hand. The worse our diets are, the more health problems we develop. The more health problems we have, the more money Big Pharma makes by selling us treatments. And it goes deeper. Have you ever noticed how some researchers or doctors who talk about natural cures or alternative treatments get silenced? Maybe their funding is suddenly cut, or they're labeled as crazy by the media. There are stories of promising research into cures for cancer, diabetes, and other diseases being buried or blocked because it would hurt the profits of major companies. Some scientists have even come forward to say they were told to stop their work if it got too close to a real cure. Then there's the issue of who's in charge. Many of the people who work for organizations like the FDA or CDC, the ones that regulate medicine and food, used to work for big pharmaceutical or food companies. When their time in government is done, many go back to those companies. This revolving door creates a conflict of interest. How can these agencies truly protect public health when the people running them are tied to the industries they're supposed to regulate? It's a system where every part feeds into the next. Processed food makes us sick. The sickness creates demand for medication. The medication doesn't cure us but manages our symptoms, so we keep buying it. Meanwhile, the same companies that profit from this cycle influence the agencies that are supposed to look out for us. So, what does this mean for us? It means we need to start asking questions. Why aren't there more cures? Why do harmful ingredients stay in our food? Why is so much money made from keeping us sick? The answers might be uncomfortable, but they're important. The truth is out there. You just have to be willing to look for it.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video. Made you tremble in your boots, and we're going to be on to the next one.